pretty feisty panel up there, but programmatic is hugely on the rise, and that's what we're here to look at today. And we've talked about it at previous iterations of this debate, but do we think that everything will be traded programmatically in the end?
Well, I think it's important to sort of draw a distinction between programmatic technologies that enable the transaction versus programmatic trading mechanisms, or not programmatic, but trading mechanisms. There's already a huge amount of automation that's being driven through all parts of our industry. We saw a lot of them on the panel today with MediaOcean and many other solutions on the publisher side, also on the agency side, and in some cases also on the client side. And I think we're living in an era now where everybody's trying to find efficiencies and effectiveness from using technology and adopting technologies to be able to help them to do that. I think different from that is the idea of how the trading mechanisms work, and I think it's important to draw a distinction because, for example, real-time bidding is both a technology and a trading mechanism. And the reality is that there are many different ways of transacting the media in the sense of how the price is set, how the actual inventory is determined, what the placement is, and those two things aren't necessarily the same thing. And so I think yes, absolutely, the adoption of technology across our industry is going to be almost exhaustive and ongoing. But I don't think that necessarily means the end of the trading models that we have today.
As the landscape evolves, do you think agencies are going to have to change? And if so, how and why?
Well, I think agencies are already changing. I mean, if I look at, I came from an agency world. If I look at the agency that I left versus the agencies that I see today, they're almost unrecognizable. So I think that ship has sailed, and I think good agencies are realizing that they need to engage with their clients on a completely different level. I mean, and it's obvious, even the questions they're being asked in RFPs by clients and by auditors are fundamentally and completely different to the types of questions that were being asked 5-10 years ago. And so agencies are already responding to that. They're hiring different types of people. They're engaging with the ecosystem in the industry in a completely different kind of way. They're building their own technologies where it's relevant to do so, and certainly creating their own points of view on important things like analytics, data science, execution as well. So I think it's already happening.